Hey there guys. In our previous lessons, we described an atom as the smallest part of an element which can still take part in a chemical reaction. But what is an element? An element is a substance that cannot be broken down into any other substance by an ordinary chemical process. We can also look at an element as a substance that contains atoms of the same kinds. Every element is made up of its own type of atom. This is why the chemical elements are all very different from each other. Examples of elements you may have probably seen are aluminium, copper, zinc, and iron. A pure copper plate, for example, contains only one type of atoms, which are the copper atoms. A pure aluminium sheet also contains just aluminium atoms. Everything in our universe contains the atoms of at least one or more elements. For example, water is made up of atoms of two elements, which are hydrogen and oxygen. Also, about 99% of the mass of the human body is made up of atoms of 6 elements: oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, calcium, and phosphorus. There are about 118 elements, each with its own type of atom. And everything in the universe contains the atoms of at least one or more of these elements. The periodic table lists all the known elements, grouping together those with similar properties. Most elements are metals, which are shiny and conduct electricity properly. For example, gold, aluminium, copper, zinc, and iron. These are all metals which are solid at room temperature. Now, mercury is the only metal that is a liquid at room temperature. Some elements are non-metals. Most non-metals are gases at room temperature and they do not conduct electricity. And examples include oxygen, hydrogen, chlorine, amongst others. A few non-metals such as carbon and sulfur are in the solid states at room temperature. More commonly, elements in the periodic table are also grouped as metals, semi-metals or metalloids, and non-metals. Every element is represented by a unique symbol consisting of 1, 2, or 3 letters arising from either the current element's name or its original or Latin name. For example, the symbol for carbon is C, hydrogen is H, and oxygen is O. The symbol for iron, however, is Fe, from its original Latin name, ferrum. A summary of what we have learned is that 1. We can also look at an element as a substance that contains atoms of the same kinds. 2. That there are about 118 elements, each with its own type of atom. And lastly, that elements in the periodic table are grouped as either metals, semi-metals or metalloids, and non-metals. Catch you guys in the next video.